in our last session we understood about we were developing the classical report, right? So till where we have done, let me also open the system. Sorry. We did till validation, right? So the next part will be bringing data to the application layer. So we have to write select statement on the tables. Okay, so let's do that. Under which event we will be writing select statement? System is hanging, I don't know. Okay, so these are selection screen events, right? So next is if you okay, here you can see classical report events, right? So the next thing will be start of selection. So what we do here, we write the logic. Okay, this will trigger after executing all the selection screen events. So these events mainly used to write logic to fetch the data from the database. Okay, this is under this event we write logic to select the data from the database table. Let's do that. I'll just click on edit and say perform get underscore, sorry, before that let's use start of selection perform get underscore data. If you observe, I'm not using all the events, right? Whichever is required, only those events have been used. It is not like you should use all the events. If in case you have a requirement, then you have to use. If program doesn't need any validation, then you don't have to use that selection screen event. If program don't need a dynamic selection screen, in that case you don't have to use that selection screen output. That's how. Okay, let's double click on get data. It's not responding. And say yes. After that it will ask you in which include you want to create. I'll create in F01 include. Let's execute. Okay, so let's write the select statement. I'll do pretty printer. So before that, let's do one thing. We have already defined the structure. It is always good practice to copy the fields from the table, right? Fields from the structure, because it is already defined as per the table format by using pattern. Okay, because your field should be in order of table. That's the reason. I'll just paste that here, and I'll delete this. So these are the fields that we need. Maybe I don't need this. I'll also delete this. Let's comment this statement, control less than now. Okay, so let's write the select statement. So select I think this is actually this is what I did. I selected, I wrote select and press tab. It is coming from the code template that's are maintained. Those are maintained for the select statement. If you can see this is where I maintained it. Actually I'll just delete it, don't need. Okay, select from, if you remember the joins, we had understood the join, right? Select statement with the joins. I'll just go with the joins now because there are multiple tables are being used in this structure. So we designed the structure initially by keeping in mind that we'll be using up to 3 tables, 4 tables, right? So let's do that and say from EKKO as EKKO. If you define here as EKKO, in that case here you have to use EKKO only. Okay, and this is not hyphen, actually this should be tilde, right? So I'll just replace that with the tilde. If you use EKKO, you see, if you use EKKO here, alias name, the shortcut name or the nickname for the table, then you have to use EKKO. If you use different name here, okay, let's say if I use A, in that case EKKO, wherever there is an EKKO you have to replace all of them with A, like this. Okay, then I want to do an inner join EKPO table as B. Okay, if I say B here, that means all columns this table will be referred as B. Okay, on A tilde EBLN equal to B tilde EBLN. Okay, understood till now?
Yeah.
Okay. Next is I'm going to join LFA1. I'm going to do left outer join because I'm not if there are no entries in LFA1 table, it's okay. I don't want to fail the select statement. Okay, so I'll just go with left outer join LFA1 as C. You can combine both inner join as well as left outer join as C. I'll take. Okay, then on again A tilde LIFNR equal to C tilde LIFNR. Okay, one more left outer join MAKD as D on B tilde MATNR equal to D tilde MATNR. Okay, and into table GT, global table underscore purchase, right? And this should be replaced with C, since you have taken nickname as C, and this should be replaced with the D. Okay, and where the select options, where the fields, you see, first is the vendor number. That's not how you should use. You should always use right way class based on this. First is EBLN, where A tilde EBLN in. Whenever you select option, you have to go with in. S underscore EBLN, right? Then and vendor number, creation date, right? So next would be creation date and vendor number. Let's copy both. Here in S underscore AEDAT, and then the below one would be LIFNR. Okay, and next company code is of table B. So B tilde BUKRS in S underscore BUKRS, and Plant is also from table B, I guess. Yeah, table B. WRKS in S underscore WRKS. Okay, this is the first select statement, which will bring the purchase order, vendor, and also material description. Any doubts till now?
So this symbol, how we are getting tilde, how we are getting
Just below
this
escape keyword.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So guys, and one more thing that we missed, if you see the requirement for MAKT table, pass material from EKKO to MAKT, that we are doing here. Material from EKKO, table B means EKKO, to MATNR, and they are also asking us to pass the login language. From which variable we will get the login language? Which variable?
Psi language.
So where D tilde SPRAS is equal to the login language, will get it from SYF and LANGU. Okay, if you hardcode, it will always work for English, but the user wants the login language, right? So whichever the language that user login, only that description should come. If they login in Germany, the material description should come in Germany. If they're logging in Russia, then Russia descriptions. If in English, then English description. So that's how you get the login language. Okay, so let's do pretty printer, check for an error. I hope there should be no errors. Yeah, no errors. The next one is BUKRS. Okay, so let's activate the program. Let's go back and execute it once and see how the data is coming. Okay, I'll just keep the breakpoint here and then execute. I'll also just execute this. It's going to get some data. Now if I execute this statement, you can see size above is 0. That means the select statement is successful. If you go to GT purchase, there are 339 entries. Okay, so you go here and see there are some purchase orders coming, right? So you see there are duplicate vendors also. And if you also go and check the plant, you see A is A28, 28, 20. There are so many, right? If you check the company code, you see it is also A20. There are duplicate entries, so many duplicate entries. I think only one. Okay, multiple are there, but so many duplicate entries, right guys?
This purchase as is same, right? It has created only one purchase order with different. I mean, same customer. I mean, sorry, same
Right,
vendor.
so that is fine. So just remember that we have the duplicate entries under BUKRS and also on WRKS, and on one more is purchase org, right? Purchase org, plant, all are duplicate entries, right? So the next thing that we are going to do will be the for all entries. Okay,
Duplicate entries, like what is it that you're referring to?
okay, so let me execute again. I don't know the issue. this is not saving the lift. Not sure why it's not saving. That's fine. So let's go here and gt underscore purchase. Now you see, do you see unique entry against tkwg column?
Yeah, it's AE double
It's
zero.
duplicate, right? Here also they same values.
Okay.
Understood?
No, but Rajneesh, if you see the purchase order, na purchase order is
Yeah, I'm
different.
not
So purchase
talking
order can
about
be
the
created.
purchase order number. I'm just talking about this column.
That's what. So under the sales are,
Purchase
so
order.
this purchase order got created.
That's fine. Okay, I'll tell
So
you.
it's
I'll
not.
tell you why I'm
Yeah.
talking about the duplicate entries. Just remember, we have the duplicate entries, right?
Okay.
Even in the BUKRS, even in the plant.
This yeah, company code and
Yes.
plant is.
So now, let's write select statement for this, right? We are going to write for all entries. What is prerequisite for all entries? Any of you?
We should refer to standard table.
No. What is prerequisite for all entries? It is mandatory to check the for all entries as data, right? That is what mandatory. That means if I'm using this table in for all entries, I should check if this internal table as entry is not initial. If this as only entry, then only write for all entries, otherwise it's going to create a problem. So this is only on the, we are going to write the select statement on the single table, so that's completely fine. I'm just going to remove this, and even we don't need this. Okay, select these two columns from our table T001, right, and into table IT underscore T001, where, sorry, for all entries in GT purchase, where BUKRS equal to for all entry table hyphen BUKRS. So you had seen there were so many duplicate entries against BUKRS column. So when you pass the duplicate entries, if there are 100 duplicate entries, it is going to scan for same entry 100 times. Is it required? Is it required to scan the database for same entry for 100 times? It kind of creates performance issue. Okay, let me also say the into, sorry, this is a GT actually, that's why there are. Is it required, guys? How do we remove duplicate entries then? Let me show you what happens behind the scene. I'll just activate. How do we check it? You can go to ST05 for tracing, and then I'll go and keep activate trace with filter. Because why I'm activating trace with filter, because I am only interested in my user programs. Whatever I have executed, I'll just activate for this program. Okay, and then go back and execute it. You see, GT underscore T001. Actually there are only 8 unique company codes are there, but it is going to pass 332 entries to the T001 for scanning. Okay, so that kind of create performance issue. So if you say display trace, Yes, deactivate it and then execute. So the select statement that we had written on the table T001, where is this T001? Oh, no problem. I'll just go back and deactivate the breakpoint and we will just simply execute. Activate trace with filter for this program. Execute, then execute. Got executed because output is not coming because we have not written any write statement to display. Say yes, then execute. Now T001, why the table is not coming? Okay, I got it, guys. Actually it's a buffer table. You see, it's a buffer table. That's why there is no select statement sent to the DB. It is a buffer table. The data is already available in the application layer in the buffer memory. You see, it's a buffer activated and also it's a generic area buffering. So that is the reason we are unable to see the select statement. So we also have to enable the buffer trace. Okay, so that's when you will be able to see the select statement. Okay, I forgot, actually it's a buffer table. I'll just activate the trace again. Next time when I execute this program, you should be able to see. I executed it already. Now I can go and display the trace and say yes and then execute. Now you should be able to see T001, T0001. You see there are so many buffer entries that is been made. You see, I'll double click on this or maybe on this. See, it is a buffer table, right? I go back and double click here. Now you see table buffer is open. It would have been non-buffer table, then it was better. That's fine. You see, if you go and check here how many times the same entry has been passed, AE20, AE20. Understanding the problem, guys? Is it required this many times? AE20, see, AE20. Is it required?
It's not required, right?
One
We are just
value,
doing
right?
the
Then
validation with
before
the
passing,
yeah.
to improve the performance of the select statement, that means this select statement, to avoid scanning for same entry again and again, we have to delete the duplicate entries, right? How do we do that? We cannot touch this table because this is very important. If we delete, all the data will be gone. So let's declare a local internal table, data lt underscore maybe purchase. Okay, type table of ts underscore purchase, right? So then what we can also do, we can move the data right from here. And then what is prerequisite for delete adjacent duplicate? Sort lt underscore purchase by bukrs. If you have forgotten, please go back and revise. I know you don't remember. Delete adjacent duplicates from LT purchase. Okay, comparing the column BUKRS. Okay, it deletes all the adjacent duplicates, so now we'll have unique entry. Understood why I did this? Why I've written this? Are we clear? I'm copying the data from GT purchase to the local table, and based on I'm sorting it by BUKRS so that we can delete the duplicate entries based on BUKRS, and then that is passed here. Are we clear on this? The same thing will be done here also. I'll just copy this same line code. Let me copy it again, and this time I'm going to do it on EKORG. Even in BKORG also we have the duplicate entries. And one more time here, let's say select these columns from T024E table into table GT underscore T024E for all entries LT purchase, where EKORG in the local table. Okay, all the filtered data we are passing, even for the plant. Let me copy the same code again. So this time WRKS and WRKS here again, and after that let me copy this. Select these two columns from table T001W into table GT underscore global table underscore T001W, and for all entries in LT purchase, where WRKS equal to LT purchase hyphen WRKS. Any doubts till now?
Internal table name is different, right? For this T024E and T001 tables, Rajneesh. We have given only same internal table name, purchase IT underscore purchase.
LT purchase.
Internal table name.
Table name is same. You see, after
Yeah.
executing this select statement, I'm again filling LT purchase with a new value. I'm overwriting it with the previous entries. I'm here also overwriting it the previous entries.
Yes, but this for T024E we have created different table name, right? Not GT underscore purchase, I guess. GT underscore T024E
Yes, I'm
only you have
storing that
created.
internal table only.
Okay, but here you are shorting with the plant because of the plant field is getting from the GT underscore purchase because of that
Because we are
reason you
going
have
to pass
maintained there. Okay.
EKORG to the table T024E. We don't need a duplicate entry, so we are sorting
Okay.
here and deleting. Again here WRKS, deleting based on WRKS and passing it here. Okay. So let's keep a breakpoint here, and then we will execute and see what is happening. So now you see, this is going to get the data from 4 table. There are 336 entries. So I'm copying all the 339 entries to the LT purchase. It's a copy here, and I'm sorting this based on the BUKRS. Here if you see, it has been sorted now based on the BUKRS, right? And after that if you see LT purchase, I'm comparing BUKRS column and deleting all the entries. Now all the entries are deleted and only 8 entries left in the internal table. So those 8 entries I'm passing to the select statement T001 here, so that the performance of the select statement will be increased. So it will only bring description or whatever for the company code only for those 8. So again, once it is done, again I'm copying all the 339 entries to the LT purchase. Next time I'm sorting it by EKOG and deleting it by EKOG. There are 7 entries. Okay, based on EKOG there are only 7 purchase organizations, and those 7 purchase organization I'm passing here to get the description of the purchase organizations. So this way we can improve the performance of the select statement. Again for the company, again for the plant, I'm copying all of them to the LT purchase and sorting it by plant and deleting it by plant. There are 11 plant exist. So now you see I'm only going to get 9 entries out of 11, only 9 are coming. I think maybe 1 or 2 data is missing. Yeah, maybe for some plant data may not be there, that is why it is not coming. Some plant may be inserted wrongly to the table EKPO. This is a demo server. The chances are more that while inserting the data, maybe somebody inserted it as dummy data. Something is missing here actually. Okay, that's fine. So this is what we are doing here. Anybody, any doubts so far? Are we clear till now?
So if we had not added the second latter part of delete adjacent, then we would have had, like for all the 3 G tables also, we would have had 339
No,
entries, right?
it will only bring 7 entries, unique entries. Even if we don't
No,
add.
if we had
Why I
not,
have written this? To improve the performance of the select statement. If it has to scan database for 300 times for same entries, what is the use? For every scan, if it takes 0.5 milliseconds or microseconds.
but the result would be same. Okay.
Result would
But
be
the result
same,
would be
but
same, but the
improve the
performance would be
performance of
not.
the select statement.
Okay.
Okay. So
Okay.
whenever they ask in interview, it is always good to say that whenever they ask what is a prerequisite for all entries, the first thing would be the mandatory check whether the previous table has entry or not. The second should be if you need all the entries of the table, then you have to include all the key fields in the select statement, so that it will not bring the duplicate, it will not delete adjacent duplicate entries. The third thing should be, it is always good practice to delete and adjacent duplicate, means pass only the unique entries to the for all entries, right? Whenever you say answer like this to your interviewer, they will be definitely impressed. So but I am taking so many interviews, people, I don't know what and how they are learning and where they are learning. I'm not sure. I'm not getting proper answers. They just only say it is mandatory to check. This is what mandatory. It is not mandatory anyways, but still it is important, right? So make sure your answers are always proper. This would be 100% interview question. Whenever you give proper answers to your interview, definitely they will get impressed. Even sometimes whenever I have seen detailed explanation, if they are failing in some questions, I have also helped them to answer the questions, or if they have confused, I have given the clues, because I felt that yes, they can do. I have seen some people even with 5 years experience. I took recently, I think he had around 5.2 years. He was not even knowing the basic. Even I just asked what is difference between binary search and linear search. He said the difference. he was very much good at theory. He explained what is binary search and linear search. When I gave some records in the internal table, and then I asked him that maybe for the ninth record, if you want to read the ninth record from an internal table, how many times the internal table will be divided. The answer that he gave was totally different. He just said that I have not got the scenario. Is there any scenario thing here? The question that I asked. They don't even understand what questions interviewer asking. Simply they will say, I have not got this scenario. What is there in this to tell about scenario? Just asked how it works. I just wanted to know whether he is just explaining about the theory or he also understood what it is. He just explained it in a theory way because he might have been googled or somewhere he learned it, but he don't know how it works. If I ask how it works, he said that he did not got that scenario so far, and he has 5.2 years experience. After that I rejected him. So that's how things are. Okay, so give proper answers to interviewer. So don't think that your interviewer are just may not be knowing. I don't know but how other takes, but when I take, I'll definitely check whether they have really understood or not. Okay, you will be lucky if somebody don't take interview like me, or if they just look for theory things and all. But if somebody is taking interview like me, then they definitely expect more. So it is always good practice to give detailed explanation instead of saying 1 or 2 lines. If you are saying 1 or 2 lines, that means you're giving chance to your interviewer for cross questioning. If you give the answer in a detailed way, that even if somebody give me answer in detailed way, I'll think that yes, they know. I'm not going to make cross questions again. Otherwise, if it is 1 or 2 line, then definitely I'll cross questions. Okay, so remember, it's really important that you also say all the points. Okay, make a note and then prepare interview questions. I'll give 100% guarantee that at least 80% of the questions that I have mentioned in the PPT, only those will be asked. Okay, maybe those questions may not be straightforward to you, but definitely those are the questions that will be asked. Okay, make it notes. Okay, let's come back and understand about more. Now guys, we have data in multiple internal tables. We have data in GT purchase, we have data in GTT001, in this also, in this also. In 4 internal tables we have data. So if you want to display, we need to bring all the data to one internal table, right? If you want to do some operations or something like that, we have to bring the data to one internal table. Or if you had only one table, directly you can write a loop and write statement and display the data to the output. But in our case, the data has been stored in multiple internal tables. Do we agree for this, all of you? Yes or no, please? Now we are storing data in 4 internal table, right? Simple question. Yes or no, please? Hello? Yeah.
Yes.
Now you can see this is what they are expecting the output to be. So what I did, I just to save the time, this whatever EKKY, LFNR, LFA1, all these things I copied to another sheet like this. Okay, so the technical names. And what I can do now, otherwise if it is confusing for you, we can do one thing. I'll just copy all the columns from here. We will create one more internal table and say that it's a final. Okay, so and then maybe we can start with begin of, and let's say ts underscore final, and end of ts underscore final. Okay, just keep these columns. Next, I want all the columns in one internal table, so just keep all of them here. and T024E. EKORG may be already there, even BUKR is also already exist. So only the second column to be copied from the tables, right? Because WRK is already exist in the structure, we cannot have duplicate columns. So let's do pretty printer, check for an error. It is saying name one is already exist. Okay, this is, let's say this is a plant underscore name. I'll do pretty printer and ts underscore final is the structure. I've just missed an spelling here. And also let's declare one more internal table. So maybe I can say gt underscore final. So type standard table of, I'm not using sorted table because I'm not going to do the read operation now. I'll be filling the data. It is bad practice to append the data to the sorted internal table because it has to readjust the indexes and store the data in a sorted manner. That takes time. It's good practice to go and use the standard table itself, ts underscore final. Okay, so let's also declare a work area here, work area underscore final, type ts underscore final, and I'll just do pretty printer and then save, come back to the main program. Okay, so once we get the data, there is also one more event where we write all the processing logic. Okay, like filling final internal table, building field catalog if it is an ALV report, or doing some other things, or displaying. All this can be done under end of selection. Okay, so let's use the event end of selection, end of selection, just to mention that the database selection is completed, and let's say fill underscore final underscore itab. Okay, fill final itab. So why I declared it as GT, because if you remember the internal table, I'll just create in under F01 include the GT, this GT and this GT also used here. How that will be used now, you see, loop at GT underscore purchase into, that is a main internal table, right? So let's loop that table into work area purchase, and after that end loop. Okay, I'll do pretty printer here. Let's copy all the columns from the final. It will be very easy for us to okay, let's copy them and I'll keep inside this. Okay, and after that, so this type can be converted as equal to, and just add a work area in front of it in a faster way, to just to write your code in very fast way. Just full stop here and also here, and then this can be, we are going to fill the final in work area first, work area underscore final hyphen, and then here say append work area underscore final to it underscore final. Sorry, it is not it, it is gt underscore final. Okay, and also clear the work areas, work area final, then work area T001 MKT, and then this one will be, this will be work area purchase actually. And also the work area purchase. Let's clear all of them. Okay, so what we are doing here, actually we are passing the data from the work area purchase to the final, and also from the T001 to the final, T024E to the final, T001W to the final. Okay, and then after that we are filling this. So but this call till here, this work area purchase has the data, but this three will come from the different table. So how do I read the data from GT underscore T001 to work area underscore T001? Which statement I have to use? Hello? We don't have to use any additional statement because we are already using loop statement to fill the work area purchase every time, and based on that we also have to bring the company code text. How do I do that? Nobody? Very good.
Using
So read
read
table
statement.
GT underscore T001 into work area underscore T001 with table key BUKRS equal to work area purchase BUKRS. Okay, if you know that, it is good practice to check. So BARC value we have discussed in the basic programming. I'll just keep that here. So again, to read the data from T024E read table GT underscore T024E into work area underscore T024E with the table key EKORG equal to, I'm passing the EKORG from the work area purchase, which is exist because that is read to here. From there I'm passing it to the read table to read the corresponding description of the purchase org text, right? So basically we are reading the purchase org text S5 and so bar C equal to 0, and I'll just keep that here. And then next is read table GT underscore T001W into work area underscore T001W with the table key WRKS away equal to this purchase WRKS. Okay, if S5 and sub bar C equal to 0, that means if the read table is successful, please assign this to the work area, right? So let's do pretty printer. So now we have the data in the final internal table. If we have the data in the final internal table, then it would be very easy for us to display. So let's activate saying work area MAKD does not exist. Yes, it is not there. Go back and activate. Once we have the data in the final internal table, let's display. Let's create this also under F01. So now it's very simple for us. Loop at GT underscore final into work area underscore final end loop, right? So what I'll do, I'll just to align the report to this format. This is how they want to display, in this order they want to display. Instead of wasting time, I'll just copy these columns from here. Okay, and I'll just paste it.
So Rajnish, what shortcut you are using
I'm
to control
holding
all the
Alt and
fields at a
also the
time?
mouse. Just going to
Alt.
say this and also say please write. Okay, and after that maybe this many space is not required. I'll just do pretty printer.
Work area. This the
Yes,
work area
yes,
underscore final
here
is
we
wrong.
made a
Yeah,
mistake.
table name.
Okay, so let's go back and debug. Activate the program. So now you see guys, one by one row I'm reading it to the work area. The first one is going to read now work area purchase as the data, right? So that data I'm passing to the final work area fields. See, I'm filling the final work area here, and after that here the butxt is not there in the work area purchase, it is there in another table, gt underscore t001 table, right? So what I'm doing here, I'm passing the company code AE20. For AE20 I'm going to read the description. For AE20 the description is street security, something like that. Okay, I'm going to read the description in this internal table. Okay, so I'm just going to execute this statement. Now you see the description is coming for the AE02 plant, that also I'm filling to the final butxt. Okay, next the ekotx, the purchase order, sorry, purchase organization text is exist in gtt024 table. For the purchase org AE00, okay, for that also I'm going to read the description from the GTT24E by passing the purchase org, and I'm filling it to the final. So again for the plant, you see the plant for AE20 plant, the description exists in GTT001W, that is something like this. I'm going to read that and also fill it to the last one, the final, the plant name, okay, and storing it in final gt underscore final. So I'm doing this for each and every row that exists in the gt purchase. Okay, and finally I'll have all the data combined with all this internal table data is combined and stored in gt underscore final. So that gt underscore final I'll be using for let me press F8. You see all of them are copied now to the gt final, that I'll be using for displaying or for whatever the purpose that I need. Okay, so the next here what I'm doing is, like again whatever the data that exists in the gt final, I'm reading one by one row to the work area final. Okay, that data will be displayed to the output. Okay, I press F8. Now you see the output is coming something like this, but it is not aligned, or something is coming like this, right? So let's go to display mode. We missed one more thing, the work area final name one is exist, name one here also, but this would be the plant name. Okay, because we changed the column name because there were name one and two columns, right? So now the output is coming something like that. Understood? Any doubts till now? Anybody, any doubts till now?
Rajnish, in that perform display, can you
Nothing is there.
please
I'm looping.
explain that code once?
I'm reading one by one row data, one by one row to the work area final. I'm just writing it. Simple.
No, just
Fill
before
final
this.
internal table. That's what you're asking? This one.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
here what I'm doing,
Yeah.
actually I'm reading, this is a main internal table, right, which has purchase information, all the purchase information, correct? But not all columns
Yes.
exist in the GT purchase. Some of them exist in GT001, some of them in GT024E, some of them in T001W, right? So we should make one internal table where all the columns exist. That is work area, that is GT underscore final. In this internal table all columns exist, right? Even this and also this, correct? So what I'm doing now, I'm reading one by one row to the work area purchase. I'm filling the work area final because I cannot fill the internal table directly, right? I'm filling the work area final. Again, I'm reading the column BUTXT column from the GT001 and filling this. And again EKOTXT from this table, and again name one from this table. Once I have all the column data in the work area final, I'm appending it to the GT final here. This GT.
So here, like work area underscore final, suppose if it has 15 fields, out of which 10 are available in one internal table, so you are picking up selectively, right?
I'm not getting your question. What is the meaning selectively?
No, what I'm saying is, suppose like this work area underscore final, if it is having 15 fields, the first 10 maybe are available in the work area underscore means GT underscore purchase, the data is available. And then remaining fields are available in remaining three internal tables. So you are taking
because
the corresponding
see here,
fields into.
You cannot read WA arrays from the T001 table. Is it possible? Because we don't even have that column here, right?
Because it is not available.
So wherever you have that column, you have to fill there only. You cannot fill this BUTXT here because that data exists in this table. Understood?
Okay. So by doing this, you have filled all the fields of the work area underscore final.
GT
and
final.
Then you are finally appending
because
it to
work area
the
cannot
GT
store all the
underscore
rows. So let's store it in internal table. Then we'll loop that internal table and display. There are some more things that I have to do here. So till now, anybody, any doubts?
And related to events, Rajneesh. So here you are writing different events, right? Initialization, at selection screen, output. Because if we don't use this events at all,
It's
then
not
the
like
program
that.
would not run. Is it like
If
that?
you don't want to default selection screen, then you don't need this event at all, right? It's not like it will not run. It will definitely
No,
run.
what I'm saying is,
you have to use if requirement is there. You see, there are so many other events also.
no, what?
At selection screen on. Yeah.
No, what is my question is, Rajneesh?
Yeah.
Can you go to SAP screen? Suppose in line number 26 you have here you have written end of selection.
No.
Suppose if you don't write this event at all, but write 27 and 28 directly.
It will definitely work. It's not like it will not work. What happens?
So here also
if you don't
the
use any
subroutine.
events, by default, let me show you.
Okay.
I'll comment all the events. Fine.
But we require those perform statements, right? Like what has been
but
initialization
it may
and
not
all we
work
will be
now
requiring.
properly because I commented the statements. I'll show you. If you don't use any events, first of all it is throwing
Okay.
an error saying that by default system takes startup selection. That's a default event. If you don't use any events, it takes startup selection event by default.
Okay.
No problem, no worries, will not disturb this program because it needs to be changed. We'll create one program separately. Let's not disturb this. Otherwise later it may also confuse you if I try to change here, and then it will create lots of confusions to you. I don't want to do that. Let me create another program. And one more thing guys, maybe we are also planning to start new batch on 30th of November once your batch is completed. So if any of your friends are looking for training, you can tell them, you can inform them if they are interested, your colleagues or somebody. But anyways,
Yeah,
the
sure,
training will
Rajesh.
be slow. I know that in some cases it is also really helpful for you because you get lots of time. In some cases it is not good because you may be also searching for a job. But I hope, even though I have taken lots of time, some of the classes have been cancelled. It is not created too much problem for you. I could see that you still not prepared and not answering for my questions. Maybe one or two are doing it, but still fine. That's okay. I think almost 2.5 months right now when we started. Let me just show you that what is happening. If we don't use any event, by default system use events automatically. That is only one event it will use, start of selection. I have not mentioned any event here, right?
Yes.
Let's see.
Yes.
You see here, it is
Okay.
taking start of selection by default. Understood? It doesn't.
Yeah.
You cannot say that it will not even work. Let me show you now. If I comment this, still output will come, because it is not mandatory that you have to write this statement or whatever you are doing under end of selection only, but it is good practice to do that. If you write everything under start of selection, it still
Okay.
works. But the problem is you cannot default the selection screen fields under start of selection. Not at all possible, right?
Because like what the program has to do, like how it has to run and all has been
Correct.
written in the
When
perform
it should be
statement in the subroutine
executed,
in 28 and
that will be
29.
decided by the events. ABAP is event-driven programming language, if you remember,
Okay.
right? So when those statements
Yeah,
should be
yeah.
executed, that will be decided by this event. You see, I commented this. Still, it will work. Still, it will produce the output. No problem. But what if I comment initialization event? Do you think it is going to default? It will definitely give error now. Let it be. What if I comment at selection screen output? Or what if I comment at selection screen? Is it going to do the validation now? Let's see. I execute, I enter wrong data and I click enter. Do you think validation is happening? You see? It is still happening, but it is not in a proper way. What is happening whenever you
It
do
did not
any
throw the like
changes?
concatenated text.
Okay, it again triggers at selection screen output. Let's do one thing. I'll comment at selection screen output also. Let's see whether it is going to, it may disable it, but because initialization would trigger first. Now I click enter, nothing is happening. You see, it's not working properly. Even this is been enabled, right? So that's why you have to use proper events
Okay.
at proper places. It doesn't mean that it will not never work. This is optional. End of selection is like optional event. Either you use or you don't use, that's completely fine, but it is
Okay.
good practice to use. If you write everything under start of selection, it still works. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Um,
Once you were saying like it is event driven programming, I thought like whenever user creates any document, he saves, he tries to open, he
no,
double
not
clicks. I
only
thought
that
those
is
were the
also like
events.
events, but this is also event. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Any other questions, anybody
Okay.
so
Yeah.
far?
Thank you. Clear.
Okay, are you fine if I continue for another 30 minutes? Maybe we can complete this.
We can continue on Tuesday, Rajneesh.
Yeah, Rajneesh, you are a bit
Okay.
confused with this.